Hey there, this is Jason. It's May 28th, 2023, and for the last week or so, I've been enjoying my two early ripening low-chill peach varieties, Florida Prince and Desert Gold. I'm going to show you what they look like on the tree, cut them up on the cutting board, and give you an idea what they taste like. Let's go check them out. All right, so here I am. I'm in front of my 4-in-1 peach tree. This tree I transplanted from my old house. Last year, it was recovering from that transplant shock. This year, this thing has absolutely exploded. I thinned maybe 50 to 60% of the fruit, and I still have over 100 peaches on this tree. Now, I do have 4 varieties. I did purchase it this way. I've got Desert Gold over here in the left corner. I've got my Florida Prince back there on the right that's netted. And then the 2 varieties that are not netted are Mid Pride and May Pride. A little hard to distinguish where they are here, but they're in the foreground and the foreground there on the right hand side. I'm netting my trees because I was getting attacked from birds from above, and you can see my chickens are definitely attacking the peaches from below. So I'm getting it from every angle here. That's all right. They can enjoy some of the fruit as well. It's sort of a understandable sacrifice you make when you've got chickens and you allow them to free roam here in the orchard. So in any case, I'm going to come over, I'm going to pull the nets off, I'm going to find some good peaches that are ready to go. And all right, so I have my 2 peaches. They look identical to one another as far as their blush, and they're approximately the same size, but I've got Desert Gold on the right hand side and I've got Florida Prince on the left hand side. And I knew that these were ripe because when I gave them a little squeeze, they gave a bit. I can tell that they're nice and juicy underneath the skin. Now, any backyard grower or anyone who grows fruit or vegetables at home, they're always going to make that claim that the fruit they're growing is always going to be better than what you get at the grocery store. And this is a perfect example of why. I just went through my tree and I picked out the 2 that I felt were the most ripe. Now, fruit that you get at the grocery store, that has to ship in a box. The peaches have to sit on top of each other, so they're picked way before they're ripe, because if they were picked when they were ripe, they would never make it to the grocery store. They'd end up as mush in the bottom of the box. That's not true for me. If my fruit's not ripe yet, I'm going to let it sit on the tree a little bit longer, and I'm going to let it ripen up. So again, this is just an example of why growing fruit in your backyard is always going to be better. It's always the best solution if you have the space and time for it, and I can't wait to try these out. So let's go cut them up. My Asian pear trees are looking really good. A lot of new growth this year. Got 4 different varieties, serving as my backdrop for this taste test. So I cut up the 2 peaches, and on the inside, just like on the outside, these 2, they look fairly identical to one another. The Florida Prince is definitely more ripe. Florida Prince in general tends to ripen up about a week to 10 days earlier than Desert Gold. So if you're going for the earliest ripening possible peach, then you're going to go with Florida Prince 100% of the time. Taste-wise, let's find out. Let's see. So both of these peaches are yellow. They're both semi-freestone. The longer you allow them to ripen up, the easier that pit comes out. For me, I cut them into 6 slices, and then I cut them around the equator to make them easier to free them off of the pit. And let's give them a try. So this is Florida Prince. This is my early ripening. Early ripening peach. Super sweet. Definitely sweet. So juicy as well. You can definitely tell that this one is perfectly ripe. In fact, I would even argue a few of these pieces are overripe because the skin began to peel away, and as I was trying to pull it away from the stone here, it just kind of turned to mush. But I think it's a perfect peach if you're pulling it off the tree. Can't get any better than that. Super sweet, that's for sure. The sweetness comes out, it hits you first. The peach that I tried was in the shade, so it was on the cooler side. So if it was refrigerated, or if it was in something like a wine refrigerator, that has just got an excellent flavor to it. There's not a whole lot of peach flavor though. The sweetness comes out and it definitely overpowers the flavor. Now, is that a bad thing? Maybe, it depends on what you're going for, but definitely super sweet. Not so much getting that classic peach flavor, at least not with the Florida Prince. So let's go ahead, let's go try our Desert Gold. Wow, okay, yeah, so there's definitely a taste difference. The Desert Gold, still super sweet, but when you put them side by side, the Desert Gold is not as sweet. And the Desert Gold has what you might call that classic peach flavor to it. When you think about a peach, there's this kind of tropical flavor that goes with it that's unmistakably peach. And I have to say the Desert Gold has a little bit more of that than the Florida Prince. As far as sweetness is concerned, if you were going to juice this or put it in a jelly or a marmalade, you'd probably want to go with a Florida Prince. I think the sweetness would really benefit. If you're going for overall flavor, if you want that classic peach flavor, I gotta say the Desert Gold's got it. It's got it way more than the Florida Prince. Neither of these are bad. Now, if you're in Southern California and you're looking for a peach that will require the lowest chill possible, I'm talking, I think it's like 100, maybe to 150 chill hours. These are the two varieties that you're going to be debating back and forth between. If you want the earliest ripening peach possible, Florida Prince is going to get you there. If you can wait another week, if you can wait another 10 days, Desert Gold's right behind it. So really, as far as ripening time is concerned, they're almost at the exact same time. And then there's definitely a difference when it comes to sweetness. Florida Prince is a little sweeter than Desert Gold, but Desert Gold has what I'm going to describe here as that classic peach flavor. Both of them are excellent. It depends on what you're going for. It depends on what your growing conditions are and what else you're growing in your orchard. If you're going for low chill, these are your two options. I picked up these trees from my local nursery, which sold Dave Wilson trees. And these are grown and produced by Dave Wilson. So if you have access to those trees in bare root form, you can pick them up for maybe 35, 45 bucks at your nursery come January. You put it in the ground and it's going to flower almost right away. These fruit here flowered late January, early February. They were some of the earliest flowers that popped up on my tree. In general, though, if I had to choose between these two, it's a tough call because I got love for Florida Prince because it's my first fruit of the season as far as stone fruit is concerned. But Desert Gold, I think taste-wise for me, Desert Gold has a slight advantage. It's not as sweet, but still plenty sweet enough. But as far as flavor is concerned, I'm going to give the nod to Desert Gold. So again, if you're debating between your early ripening peaches, here's your options. My recommendation, Desert Gold. Good luck with your growing. Have fun.